up. Like, but if I hit this gay ass nigga, that's a hate crime. Like, this faggot, da, da, da. Like, she's going in on me. And like in the video, you'll hear me say, cause I'm going to like film this story once I move, but you can hear me say, like, you know, I don't put my hands on no female. I don't give a fuck. I don't put my hands on a female. But if this big brawling NFL linebacker, BBL, Donkey Kong, horse body bitch put her hands on me, it would have been a problem. And that's what people don't tell y'all about BBLs. If you don't know how to practice your walk, do not live above nobody. You need ground level, baby. That's number one. Number two, you're promoting that you do makeup, but you really can't be getting paid from doing makeup when on your personal page, you're in scandalous clothing. Let's really be honest. Because Atlanta is all about selling a dream. A lot of the girls sell dreams and sell pussy too. Let's talk about it. Oh, okay. Because what you get a BBL for? You, like, what that rapper say? You went and got your ass done for your ass to be paying off your ass. Now you working your ass off to pay your ass off. Let's talk about it. Because if you were as talented as you say you were, and I'm just a crappy makeup artist, I wouldn't be featured in Teen Vogue. You're not even in the article. Baby, you're not even in Voyage Atlanta. And everybody in Atlanta gets those.
Ooh, okay. So it was really, it was not just the complaint. It was also, too, her trying to clock what she was doing. It's like, oh, he do what I do, but he doing it better.
Exactly. And that was the thing of the things. I got like 6,000 images and videos in my phone. But when I do happen to find it, I promise you, I don't know if you have Instagram, because I would love to send it to you for proof and evidence. And I had to record because if she was, you know, people in Atlanta, they love to shoot first and not actually like get to the bottom of things. But,
now, let me ask you this really quickly. So when did you guys both live in the same complex together? What year? You don't have to tell me the month, but what year was it?
So I got here 2021. And she came either later in the month of 2021. But I was here first because nobody lived over top of us.
Now, let me ask you this. So I found her page and I found the clip. This is the wedding video.
Yep. And I even tried to reach out to them and tell them to, hey, like, if y'all ever need a service, I would love to work with y'all, you know?
Yeah.
Because
so the fight happened in 2022. When did your altercation with her happen? Or was it just a continuous altercation?
2022.
Okay, so that's her violent year, I see, allegedly.
It was very tragic for her and her mental state. You know, mental health is real when you see, you think you're above people because you live above them, but your craft says otherwise.
Now, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there because I want to catch everyone up to speed before we get to the pew-pew situation. So, you guys, it's Couture Ali. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, Couture Ali.
This is Couture Ali. Now, back in 2022, we had covered a story about a makeup artist who had did a wedding spread. I don't really know the proper term for it, but wedding, like she did the bridal party and she had showed up late to doing the bridal party makeup. And she ended up getting into a fight with the groom. I think it was the groom who beat her up. A fight with the groom because they wanted a discount on the makeup because she was late. And
An hour late.
And that's where Couture Ali steps in because he was referencing that story. Like now we remember the story. The makeup artist, I'm going to go to her page and let me just flip my camera real quick. The makeup artist goes by the name of Dex Up Next. You guys can screenshot this. Her pinned two videos are of that story in reference to this. Now, Couture Ali was her downstairs neighbor, and that's where he kind of steps in. But this is the person we're referencing. This story I covered almost 2 years ago. It's crazy. So we covered the story about 2 years ago. But screenshot this, and then I'll let you continue, okay?
I was literally waiting. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think she goes live. I don't know how to get in contact with her.
My email's in my bio and it's also my iCloud account. So you can actually
Okay.
text to my email address.
Okay. Cause I'm gonna have to find these, videos, but yeah, like, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna call the cops, like, cause she didn't do anything and it'll take Atlanta cops like 2 years to even show up. But yeah, I had to make so many complaints and things of that. Like, and then like I said, she threatened to I'm gonna shoot this gay ass bitch. Like
Yeah.
she was referencing things like that, and then she would she would say hateful things about, me being gay and stuff like that. And it's just like,
Now, quick question, or there's a question in the comments. Somebody said, J to the L said, did you know her being viral before the altercation? Did you know about this story time before your
no.
altercation with her?
I I knew about did I know about this story before my altercation with her?
Yeah.
I knew about this story, and this is the crazy thing. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say when when I found out about this story,
Mm-hmm.
it was in 22,
Okay.
and I want to say at least 2 months or 3 months after that. That's when the altercation with me and her happened.
Okay. So then, dang. Okay. Okay. So now
So I went on her.
let's get to the altercation because
Mhm.
that's what we trying to listen to. Okay. So now how did it go down after all the idle threats and all that other complaining to the leasing office about her stumping like a junkyard dog,
A
a bumblebee,
wildebeest, yes.
not a wildebeest.
Willie Mammoth. So
Oh
after
man.
so after that and my whole thing, I'm so upset because I wish I would have had the screenshots of like all of the items in the household being in a parking deck because you got evicted, and also the leasing office saying that your place was filthy. Even in by the I mean, I don't know what grown ass woman takes dirty mirror pictures. This is not 2016, love, and we're not in high school or elementary. But everybody has an aesthetic here in Atlanta that they try to live up to. But yeah, she tried to threaten me and said she was gonna shoot me, she was gonna fuck this gay nigga up, and I hope she understood her words that if you were going to fuck up a gay nigga, so therefore you would have known it would have been a challenge. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and you're quite on a hefty side. So she tried these antics and everything, and I literally cracked my door just to listen to her. I could close my door and go to the front of my apartment, and I can
Hmm.
still hear her. She was screaming that loud. It was crazy how much she was screaming. So it just, she I guess she unfollowed me or blocked me or something like that. But I know I'm like, good, great, granted. I had to do the same because I just couldn't. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, and mind you, I said nothing about her work, nothing about her makeup, and she instantly like, oh, you're just upset. You do kindergarten makeup, and I'm like, first of all, this has nothing to do with makeup. This has everything to do with your bad habits of walking. Like, you're getting used to your new body.
You and that body. She must have been making some noise. She must have been making some noise.
Yo, I lie to you not. I'm really in my phone trying to find this video. To the point I lie. Okay, so here's the thing, and here's how I could back it up, y'all. To the point I was on Instagram Live, and my followers was like, "There go Bigfoot." They can hear her on my live. Y'all, I'm not lying. My followers on Instagram used to sit up here and be like, "Up, there go Bigfoot," because she used to stomp consistently, and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Do you think it was like her normal walking pattern or her just being, obnoxious?
I think it was like, I think it was like, I personally don't know because my body is natural. And it's no shade to the people who get alters on their body parts. But I think it was like when girls normally have a big butt and you walk or whatever and your stuff jiggle and make you feel more, I'm that bitch. But when you don't have that and you buy it and you feel it, you start walking extra hard. You start walking real stank like. And I
Yeah.
feel like, she was already a heavy set girl. Shout out to the big girls. But it's like
Mhm.
she wasn't professional in any term, any point of fashion. She was a girl. She wasn't a woman.
Yeah.
So it was like, you have downstairs neighbors and you know how you walk. If I'm telling you like, yeah, that's you, it's a Yorkie that's over my head all the time. Yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
And she would say, oh, well, I'm not home. Girl, when you walk in your house and you scream, hi, my baby, and you're talking to your dog, I know you're home.
Yeah.
Like, you can't lie to me. Like, these walls are really thin here.
So are you
So I
still in
can
the same
tell.
complex?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So okay, so start at the top of the day. So how did the day begin before she made those threats?
It began because, like, the night before, well, I am going to say lie and say the night before. Nights from that night before and nights after that and nights after that, it was like an ongoing just foot traffic to the point where I can tell where she was in her house, whether she was walking in the living room or in the kitchen or going to the bathroom and back to the living room.
Okay.
Our layouts are the same, the exact same. So when she's in her bedroom, I can slightly hear her footsteps. But when she gets to that living room, 9.5 radius of earthquake is happening in this building. So I just, I was fed up that day. Like, damn, I'm trying to enjoy a movie night with my motherfucking fiance. And that's another thing. Bitch, you can't compete where you don't compare. And yes, we do like those big rings coming from the bitches who don't, have a ring. So, I was fed up and I was just like, let me just reach out to her. I went upstairs, knocked on her door, no answer. So I just messaged her and I was like, hey, love, are you home? Because
Mhm.
I'm hearing, people walking upstairs. Like, it's really loud, and she was like, no, I'm not home. Like, that's not me. I don't live on top of you, already by the how she wrote out her sentences. I was like, here we go back to the projects. I didn't want to
Yeah.
like I shouldn't, nobody should have to do that. And I was trying to like refrain from going to the leasing office saying like all of this, like, hey y'all, like it's an
Yeah.
ongoing thing, like to the point where my fiance went down there multiple times and made complaints and like nothing was done.
Yeah.
To the point where other neighbors had made a complaint on her because she would leave her dog out for hours and all this little fucking bitch would do is bark.
Yeah.
So, people complained about that and it was like, you're a nuisance to this community. And I
Yeah.
need you to go back to the outskirts of the projects where you originally reside from, the pits of hell. So, I messaged her and she was just really ignorant and ghetto about it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I moved from that environment. But I can retract back to myself from 2012.
Yeah.
And after that, she started sending voice records. I don't think I screen recorded those, but I did screen record. I did video record of when she was threatening me and screaming and things like that.
Hmm.
And
Now, have
I
you
think,
ever seen her face to face in your complex?
actually, I haven't seen her face to face in my complex, but I did see her face to face at the grocery store, which I did not notice her because, it was like one of those like wake up in Vegas, makeup smeared all, lace. It has 1,000 tons of BDB grips of glue. So I did not notice it was her.
Ah!
What happened? I lied to y'all not. Like, I'm an honest person. Like, it may be funny, but I'm so serious, y'all.
You said wake up in Vegas.
Yeah, like,
That makeup is hard.
it was hard,
So when
so.
you saw her at the grocery store, it was just like, oh, that's her. And
Yeah,
then,
she was like, hey. And I was like, hi. She was like, yo, me? I'm like, no. She was like, I'm your neighbor. And see, now mind you, she said that when I first ever seen her in person, but then
Yeah.
when I messaged her about the noise, she said she doesn't live on top of me.
Oh, you saw her at the grocery store before the message.
Yup.
Oh,
Well, I saw her at the grocery store before that whole incident between me and her. So it was like months prior to that, incident.
okay. Now at the incident, right, where she threatened to unalive you,
Hmm.
because your walls were so thin, you could hear her making those threats through the walls. Is that what you're saying?
I
Or
love
did she make the threats to
she
your face?
she she couldn't even get that close. Me and her don't even have the same tax bracket. She actually with the door closed, front door and back door closed, she
Yeah.
was she was screaming in her apartment.
Okay.
Like I said,
Okay.
when she comes in and she greets her dog, I can hear that.
Yeah. And that's how you heard the threats, correct?
Yeah, I was sitting there, we was watching TV and she was,